So one of the biggest questions I get asked a lot is guys who are trying to get in some of this match shooting like what we're doing is, what do I need to buy? What do I need to carry? And that really is two different conversations. There's a lot of things that you need to buy that help you sustain your weight, but there's only a few things that you're truly gonna carry at a match. First things first is always be careful about the size of backpack you buy. All right, the bigger the backpack you're gonna buy, the more stuff you're gonna carry. That's just the way it works. Some of the things that I always have in my pack, all right, first and foremost is I always have some type of ballistic software or a weather capability. I use a Kestrel. It works very, very well. There's a lot of different apps on the phones out there. There's a lot of different other ballistic solvers, but I found that this version is a very, very easy way to get a ton of information quickly. I always try to make sure that I've got a laser rangefinder. I try to keep them small. Now you can spend tons and tons of money and get military grade 10,000 yard lasers, but does it really match what you're going to try to do with it? Another thing that I never leave home without, it's always in my bag or with me, is this little toolkit. Now there's a lot of different versions of it out there. There's a lot of different ways that you can put them together. That is one of the match saving things that I could tell you to buy, because you never know if something's going to rattle loose. Just like this morning, we got here to film, I looked down and my scope was a little crooked. So all I had to do is pull my fix sticks out, fix it, torque it back down, save the day. The type of bags you use to shoot with, whether it be recreational shooting, hunting, or sport competition shooting, you really have to find what works best for you. And generally speaking, anybody that shoots in the competitions, more than happy to let you try out or use or borrow any of their stuff. You have a regular rear bag that you would use under the back of your stock to stabilize in positions. You have a pillow type bag, or this is called a fat bag, and that's really to build in your position. If your arm's a little up, or if you need to fill in a space to make you more stable, that's what those bags are used for. One of the most popular bags on the market right now has become a bag like this. It's a game changer, and this one happens to be a medium, which is a mid-size. They make one bigger and they make one smaller. But these bags are heavy, they're very pliable, and they're made out of wax cotton, or you can get them in standard nylon. But this type of bag has truly been a game changer in how we shoot barricade work, or when I go hunting, I take a lighter version of this and use the same technology in the field. You put that on something, it gives you a large surface area, it's a very stable platform, and you can put your rifle right on it, it molds to it. It has truly been a remarkable change in what I was able to hit, even under semi-unstable positions. One of the things I use is a tripod too. Now the tripod obviously is used for binos or for your spot and scope. You can put your rifle on it and shoot it, but there's so many other things that you can really do with that tripod. It is absolutely up to your imagination what you can or can't accomplish with it, as long as you're willing to think outside of the box, other than just a three-legged thing, you put my thing on. Another piece of equipment that does get overlooked a lot is an actual shooting sling. Now, the type of sling you use, again, is kind of a personal decision, whether you use the leather 1913 slings that the competition shooter's been using for a long time, or whether you use a modern version of it, something that has a little give into it and has a cuff that you can put your arm in to use to shoot as well. These have quick detach, but not only is this used to carry your rifle around with, but it's also used as a shooting support. It's one of those things that you may or may not use it all the time, but when you do, a good sling can give you a lot of mileage when you really need it. If you're gonna get into match shooting, it helps to have spare magazines, right? So it depends on what platform you're shooting, whatever else, but spare magazines go a long way. I will always have at least two on me, because you never know what's gonna happen. If I need to dump one and run to the next, it's always good just to have a spare. So the next item we're going to talk about is something that comes in handy. It's something you should buy and use, but it may not be something you carry all the time, and that's a chronograph. There's several different versions of it on the market. This one is a magneto speed. This isn't something that I carry all the time, but it is indispensable when it comes to building data on the guns and making sure that everything is still tracking the way it was before. most hunters or people that shoot quite a bit have some type of spotting scope or good binoculars. And so that is a big suggestion when it comes to things to look at. It may not be something you use every time that you go shoot, but to have the capability to really zoom in on a target or a location, it really, really helps out, especially when you're trying to diagnose things or when somebody's shooting with you and they can spot for you. So if you're looking for one specifically to shoot precision long range, it helps if you can get some type of a reticle or measuring device inside your optic. And if you do that, then you can give people a real-time measure of what their corrections or what their target size is. And so if I was shooting and I happen to miss off one side or the other, instead of saying, oh, you're just off the left, you could say, come 0.3 of a mil right, or come 4 minutes angle right, whatever the measure would be. So to have a reticle in it, or the ability to, can help you out. All of this stuff is kind of expensive, right? It's not a cheap sport or a cheap endeavor, whether you're just doing it for recreation, but having the right kit that is professional quality, that you buy once and cry once, goes a long, long way. Do your research, try things out. The shooting community is a very welcoming community. If somebody has something, they're more than likely, more than willing to let you borrow it and use it. Pick good kit, talk to people, go past the marketing and figure it out for yourself, and you will always enjoy all of the kit and your long range shooting.